Hello everyone. Today we are going to read the story Why Hyenas Limp. The author or writer is Oda Wako Janale and illustrator or the one who draws is Adoni Gibru. Now, look at this picture. What are these creatures? Yes, they are hyenas. Hyenas are nothing but wild animals that live mostly in the forests of Asia and Africa, and they resemble dog like creatures. You must have heard about this famous laugh of hyenas. Hee! Yes. So hyenas laugh a lot, and there's a wicked laugh too. And these creatures are like dogs, wolves in that category. And one distinct feature of them is their forelimbs. The front legs are longer than the hind limbs, the back legs. So here the story is about why hyenas limp. What does limp mean? Limp is you usually walk with two legs, or in the case of hyenas, four legs, right? Now, if one leg is down for you or is hurt, then when you walk with just one leg, how do you walk? You strut like this and you walk, right? That's called a limp. So, we will find out in today's stories why hyenas limp. Many years ago, hyenas were starving because of a famine. Even goats, sheep, and cows migrated to other places. Hyenas had nothing to eat. They gathered in one place to discuss the issue. Now, lots of new words here. Many years ago, several years back, hyenas were starving. What does starving mean? There is scarcity or shortage of food, and they were hungry, not getting anything to eat. So, because of a famine, what is famine? So, in a country, when there is shortage of food to eat or water to drink, then it's called a famine. At that time, if you don't have food in this place, what are you going to do? Yes, you have to go to some other place. And that's why goats, sheep, and cows migrated to other places. This is a big word, right? How do I read it? Okay, I think I know GRAT, great, and maybe MI is my. Usually MY is my, but MI in this sense is also my. So migrated is going from one place to another place to live in search of food. So goats, sheep, and cows migrated to another place. So now hyenas had nothing to eat because they ate the goats, they usually used to eat the sheep and everything. So there was a big problem. So what did they do? They gathered in one place to discuss the issue. So you see in this picture, all the hyenas have come together to one place. And what did they want to do? To talk about this issue, to discuss this issue. One of the hyenas said, in our culture, we eat anything that is fleeing. Look, these clouds are fleeing. This hyena believed that the clouds were migrating to another place. He said, let's eat them. So, one hyena, look at this guy here, this hyena with a stick. He's looking up at these clouds, white fluffy clouds. These clouds were moving. What does fleeing mean here? You see this word? Fleeing is moving away, going, running, or going from this place fast. And he saw as the clouds were moving that the clouds were fleeing away from them. So this hyena, what did he think? What did he believe? He thought that the clouds were migrating, going from one place to this another place. So he said, let's eat them. Let's eat them. Immediately, all the hyenas looked up and saw the clouds moving in the sky. One of the youngest hyenas asked, how do we reach the clouds? They are very far away from the ground. So, all these hyenas look at these all these hyenas in this picture. They all looked up and then they saw all the clouds moving up in the sky. But there was this one young small hyena which asked a smart question. How do we reach the clouds? How can we go up to the clouds? They are so far off, somewhere in the distance. And from we are in the ground. So how do we reach them? The oldest hyena said, let the strongest hyena stand on the ground and then let the rest of us stand on each other's backs. We will climb on one another's backs until we reach the clouds. So, the oldest hyena, the one that was greater in age than all these hyenas, said, let the strongest hyena stand on the ground and then let each of them climb on one on top of the other like this. So they will climb on the back of the first one, the next one, the next one. They wanted to stand like this and go up to the sky. Will that work? Let's see. They agreed and started climbing up on one another's backs. Soon there were no more hyenas left remaining on the ground except the strongest one. So look at this picture. See, this is the strongest hyena here. And one climbed on top of it. Then another climbed. Then another climbed. Then another. So soon all of them climbed and they made a tall structure. After the last hyena climbed up, the hyena on the ground thought that the others had started eating. He asked, why don't you give me some of the food you are eating? So, what did this hyena down here think? Look at him. He's having his tongue out. Look at this picture. So, he thought that everyone else up above him were eating the clouds. So, he asked them. He asked, what did he ask? You also give me some of the food you're eating. So, he thought that they were all eating. But are they? However, the hyenas did not reach the clouds. They didn't find any food, and so they had nothing to give to the strongest hyena standing on the ground. So, did the ones in the top have something to eat? Did they reach the clouds? No, they did not reach the clouds. They didn't find any food. So they could not give the strongest hyena down, which was standing on the ground, nothing to eat. The strongest hyena became impatient and moved to the left side. All the others came falling down to the right side. As a result, even today, all hyenas limp on their right side. So, the strongest hyena became impatient. What does impatient mean? So, you're waiting for the bus in the stand. It is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and you start getting really worked up. Why is the bus not coming? So, similarly, the strongest hyena on the ground became very antsy. He started doing this and said, why are they not giving? And what did he do? He moved to the left side. So when he did that, all the hyenas came tumbling down. They fell down. So as a result, even today, what do all the hyenas do? They limp on the right side like this. Did you now know or understand why the hyenas limp? Note down some of these difficult words and their meaning. Starving, suffering, dying from hunger. famine, shortage of food, flee, to run away, migrate, animals moving from one place to another, impatient, restless, not at ease. Now that you have read the story, try these questions. What is the one new word you learned in this story? Try to write the story in your own words, just about 4 or 5 lines. And lastly, do you think hyenas are clever? Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this story along with me. Thank you.